Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris, and on today's video we're going to compare two fragrances from the house of Chanel. So on today's video I have two fragrances from the Les Exclusifs range from the house of Chanel. Both of these are fragrances that people look to buy side by side. So they're either stuck on one or they're stuck on the other one. And the two fragrances we have here today is Sycamore as well as Coromandel. These two are typically, at least whenever I purchase mine, and I've heard this multiple times, you're either thinking of one or the other because they are so expensive and they do cost so much. People usually go for one or the other. So we're going to compare both of them to see which one is better for you, which one is better overall, and which one you should get. So we will start off with the older one here, which is going to be Coromandel. And this one was launched in 2007, at least the original formulation. Both of them have been reformulated to an eau de parfum concentration in 2016. So they both will say 2016, but the original smell, the original formula for this fragrance was launched in 2007. This fragrance is considered to be what we would have called back in the day an oriental scent, which is going to be spicy, going to have some floral notes, it's going to be warm, it's going to be a little bit exotic and out of this world, if you will. We don't call it that anymore. Let me know in the comments if you do know what the updated term for these type of fragrances are, because my partner said it was Asian, but they're not calling it Oriental because it's Asian. It's just the type of scent. So let me know if you know what they call it down in the comments. And the other fragrance that I have here is Sycamore, which was launched in 2008, the original formulation. Again, it was reformulated in 2016. And this is going to be a green earthy scent. Now, both of them are similar in a lot of aspects because they are Chanel fragrances. They're going to have that DNA of aldehydes and that powdery core. Almost like a baby powder type of smell that you're getting at the base of this fragrance. All Chanel fragrances, well, at least most of them. There's a couple new ones out there that have changed and kind of differed from this, but most of the Chanel scents are going to start off from that baseline of aldehydic-y, baby powder-like quality. It's going to be a little bit soapy at the same time. It's a little, to some people it may come off as grandma, but it's just a very classic thing that Chanel does do as a perfume house. Coromandel as a fragrance is going to be warm, it's going to be spicy, it's going to have citric elements inside of it too. They're going to be a little tart, but at the same time sweet. And the fragrance just becomes very warm, very sexy, very comforting at the same time, but it's also exotic. It's like wearing a very beautiful fur mink coat if you are into that. And it's just a fragrance that is perfect for the fall, for the winter, and even for the summertime. I will say it's a little bit heavy for the springtime, but for the rest of the seasons, it is a fragrance that comes alive. Sycamore, which is, in my opinion, a good scent. The thing that has changed with this one is when they changed it to the eau de parfum concentration, they kind of made it a little bit more tart, a little bit more sharp, and almost sour, almost kind of hard to digest at the same time, because they have really focused on that vetiver, but that vetiver is not as smooth as it was in the eau de toilette concentration. And because of that, it can come off as a harsh green fragrance with earthy qualities, because like I said, you're getting that mixture of that very green, harsh vetiver with that cypress. And that cypress, instead of adding a little bit of a creaminess to it, is obviously going to make it even more tart than it was before. The fragrance is beautiful. I will say out of both of them, the one that falls more on the masculine side is going to be Sycamore, because Sycamore does have that more traditional gentleman's type of fragrance quality. It is a beautiful scent. It is a vetiver scent. So if you don't know what vetiver is, it's going to be kind of like a grassy type of green smell that you're getting in a actual fragrance. Because it does have spices, it does have beautiful tobacco inside of it, it can come off as a little bit more masculine and a little bit more harsh. With that being said, I do like Sycamore. Out of both of them, I originally thought, because you have to remember, I did work for Chanel back when they were still eau de toilettes. They were going to reformulate barely into the eau de parfum concentration, and I was in love with Sycamore, the eau de toilette concentration. I thought, to this day, before I bought this one, I love Sycamore. It's my favorite one. And then I got the new formulation, and I was a little let down because the fragrance has changed to me a lot. To some people, they'll probably say it hasn't changed a lot. Some people like the Eau de Parfum version better, but I used to love the Eau de Toilette concentration. Now, Coromandel, it's the opposite. It was a little bit more harsh, a little bit more sharp when it came to the Eau de Toilette version, but they've made it a little bit more warm. Those spicy components with those citric elements are a little bit more comforting. They're warmer as a fragrance overall. There's that beautiful creaminess at the base of this fragrance. So even though it does have those kind of loud notes of those spicy notes, of those citric notes, you do get a quiet, very soothing type of base of this fragrance that is going to be creamy at the same time. Just a lovely scent overall. I will say that the actual Coromandel, for my taste, in my opinion, is going to be a better fragrance if you like more warmer, ambery type of scents, because it is a beautiful ambery fragrance with those beautiful floral chords. And the star of the show is going to be the spices as well as the citric elements. It's just an all-around better fragrance, in my opinion. Now, I will say that out of both of these, the one that can come off as more old school or more grandma is going to be Coromandel, because it does have that old school type of charm, that classic Chanel fragrance type of smell, which is going to be like Coco de Eau de Parfum. Fragrances like that, this is going to kind of mimic, but I do think it's a lovely fragrance overall. Now, which one should you pick? For me, it's going to be Coromandel for myself, but if you are looking for a fragrance that's going to be green, that is going to be lighter, that is going to be a little bit more like accessible. What I mean by that, it's going to be a little bit more casual. You can wear it to different settings, although this fragrance is very expensive to wear to casual settings. Sycamore is going to be the one for you because it's easier to wear if you're going to a professional setting, to an office, to a meeting, to a reunion of some sorts. Then I definitely say that Sycamore is probably the one for you. If you are a person that likes to impact the room and really create that drama as you walk in, then definitely Coromandel is going to be the one for you, because it has that characteristic that can't be denied, where someone walks into the room and you have to look at them because they are just stunning. Now let's talk about pricing. Both of these that I do have here are going to be the smaller size. They do offer you a larger size, which is going to be 200 mils, but these are not even 200 mils. They are 2.5 fluid ounces, where the large one is 6.8 ounces. So it's a little 75 mils. So it's kind of a ripoff to get the small ones. But even if you do decide to get the big one, it's a lot of money, because the small ones are 325 as of recording this video. And I say that because Chanel tends to increase their prices every 3 to 4 months. I'm not sure where they're going to end up, selling these fragrances, or who they're going to end up selling to, but they do like to do their increases constantly. And if you decide to get the large one, which is a 200 ml size bottle or 6.8 fluid ounces, that is going to retail for $500. So yes, it's a lot of money, but technically it's almost 3 of these put together. So if you do the math, it's actually cheaper to get the bigger one. In my opinion, I think you should get the bigger one if you know you love the fragrance. If you are new to the fragrance, the smaller one's obviously a better way to try it, and it's also the more affordable route. When it comes to performance and longevity, I think both of them are powerhouses. Both of them do last quite a bit, and both of them are on the stronger side when it comes to perfumery. Due to that, it's going to be a fragrance that wears it very well, anywhere from 6 to 7 hours. And if you decide to use the fresh Les Exclusifs cream, it does technically, or they market it as it's going to extend the wear time of your fragrance. I don't know if that's true. I've never purchased it. I find buying expensive creams a big ripoff, at least fragrant creams for like fragrance lines. So let me know down in the comments, which one would you pick? Is there one that you prefer over the other? Is there one that you have your eyes set on or your heart set on? Don't forget to let me know all of that down below. And don't forget to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more fragrance related content. I hope to see you on the next video. Until then, take care.